In the past few months, I've been working more and more consistently with AI and tools that have AI. ChatGPT, Gemini. If you're studying a language, AI can help you a lot, but at the same time, I believe we still have a long way to go. There are plenty of hallucinations. Since I'm an English teacher, I can give you more insight on what aspects are harmful and dangerous for learners and which aspects you can actually take advantage of. Hallucinations are basically AI mistakes. So when you generate something and it's not correct, AI cannot sort what's wrong and what's right. So essentially, when we say that there are hallucinations, it means that many of the things we could see and generate could be wrong. And I'd like to start with my very first example, which inspired me to film this video. I asked ChatGPT to create basically a picture with ordinal numbers. I wanted to create something for my students because we discussed ordinal numbers. I wanted to highlight the ones that were irregular, and I wanted to include the number form, so the cardinal number, and the written form of the ordinal number. What happened? If you use ChatGPT with the free version, you have the possibility of generating a limited number of pictures. So I really tried my best. And as you can see, I'm going to share the picture here. There are so many things that are wrong. If you're not familiar with English ordinal numbers, this could be a big problem because they absolutely, some of these words don't even exist in English. 13th, which is a different number. Then we have 4/10th, 4/6th. We have 13th is probably one of my favorites, along with, there was another one, 30th, love it. The highlighted elements make no sense. So basically what I've tried to do is I included a picture I found on Google Image, which of course is not mine. And I didn't want to use that material. I wanted to generate my own material. And you might say, well, you can use Canva. The point of using these tools, in my opinion, is to make things smooth and faster. My goal is to teach and create materials and understand what materials could be good. But here, but then I tried again. Here I was quite optimistic. I saw first, second, third, and it was a bit easier. And then 6th, 20th, 31st. At this point I decided to give up. The way I sorted this out was finding on Google basically the entire list of ordinal numbers. So it was just plain text. I copied and pasted it and I asked to create a table. And this was much more convenient. It was very good, but it was a bit tricky to read. And I wanted to eliminate some numbers. While it was written form, it was great. But when I decided to put them in a picture, to generate a picture, again, disaster. Here I want to show you more examples because I've tried days later and I was with a friend who has the pro version of ChatGPT. I know that with the current version that I have used for this, the 4.0, there were problems such as these. But with the newest version, with 4.8, I probably am getting it right, it was correct. The picture was correct. So it really depends also on which version you're using. So let me know in the comments if you'd like me to test the same things I'm showing you today with ChatGPT, using, for example, Gemini or other platforms. Let me know. Task number 2. I wanted to generate a picture for vocabulary learning. Let me show you the prompt. I told ChatGPT that I'm an English learner studying for a B2 Cambridge exam, and I asked to generate a picture with 20 random objects, B2 difficulty, words that I need to know at this level. Include below a key with the definition of these words. In the picture, don't include names. I just wanted the pictures to test my abilities. And don't get me wrong, the picture is gorgeous and I could basically crop the part with the photos, with the icons, with the pictures and the written text. The problem, it's a bit different. Problem number 1, the objects are a notebook, a comb, a pen, a suitcase, a box. These are not B2 words. I would say these are more of an A to B1 category of words. For B2 you need more complex words. So I wasn't truly satisfied with the list of objects, more for an A level rather than a B level, let alone a B2 level. I was quite okay with it still, because I said, okay, it's still a good source for lower levels. And then sofa, a comfortable seat for more than one person. The problem with this is that I encounter many mistakes in these photos. Then I did a little change, and this was so good. I decided to create just the list. So vocabulary items for a B2 level, not the picture, just the list. I am an English learner studying for a B2 Cambridge exam. Generate a list with 20 random objects. And here, when I generated the list, this was so much better. So much better. These were already more advanced. We had a doormat, we had hanger, kettle, lampshade, a padlock, a glove compartment with a drawer, a dustpan, a spatula, a plaster. So these are more advanced words, and I was so satisfied with it. And then I asked to please generate a picture with these 20 objects. The result, I'm not gonna lie, it was good. I didn't ask to remove the names. I could do that by just a simple editing, to be honest. A tip that I find very useful here is create words or search for words, and then ask to generate something with those words, with those expressions, with those phrases. Don't start from creating a picture out of nowhere for this type of exercise, because it's a mess. It's honestly a mess. With words, with grammar, I see it so much better. I, for example, asked to create an exercise using vocabulary that one of my students found difficult to memorize and to understand during the lesson. So I said, please generate a text. We have each exercise, a gap text, English grammar, blah, 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 blah. I have a list. Create a text including gaps that should include these words. They could be in every grammar, tense, singular or plural form. And the text was brilliant. And this would have taken me probably half an hour. The reason is because this is vocabulary I took notes of on my own as a teacher. I noticed this vocabulary was creating problems. These are different parts of speech and they're not very well connected. So it's difficult to find a textbook with these words tested all together. And also to create an entire text that would make sense and not just sentences, but create something cohesive. This takes time. And what I did was generate it and check it carefully, because this is the human aspect of it. It's not just generating and then, oh, that's great. You need to be so critical of this. You need to check every detail. This exercise, I found it useful. I used it. I always edit stuff that I don't like, I don't find useful, or that's absolutely wrong. And this is incredible. If you want to test your grammar, I'll leave you also the link to a full video I dedicated for this, for reading and for grammar. ChatGPT is incredible. With pictures, I'm not very satisfied, as in for now, with this version. So let me know in the comments if you're using ChatGPT and AI to generate materials to study. I am starting this series of videos in which I show you how you can use these sources and how I use these sources as a teacher, but I'm also studying languages, so this helps everybody in my opinion. These have made me realize how much help we can get. It still needs to be improved. There are so many things that could be tailored to your needs, but they require attention, and be careful about the details always, especially when you think everything is alright. Yeah, I've told you enough in the video. Be critical, be aware that not everything you see could be correct, but also not everything that's used and generated by AI could be wrong. So, you know. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more explored thanks to AI. Let me know if you're using AI to study or to teach somebody. Let me know if you've liked this kind of video. I'll definitely do more. Let me know in the comments. I'll leave you my playlist that I'm going to create for AI, and I will see you soon with a new piece of content. Thank you so much. Bye!